In the same-sex marriage debate, many have been calling for the U.S. Supreme Court to make a decision. It is set to hear arguments in April, but with all the so-called judicial chaos that took place yesterday, was there a gesture that justices have already tipped their hand? Jacqueline Quinn takes a look.
Some same-sex couples on February 9th in Alabama were allowed to get married while others were denied. While all that was playing out, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected 7-2 the state's request to stop a lower federal district judge's order to lift the state's same-sex ban. Justice Clarence Thomas was one of the two who dissented. He says this acquiescence may well be seen as a signal of the court's intended resolution of that question. Thomas then explained he would have kept the status quo pending the court's resolution. In the past, the Supreme Court has extended stays in cases that it planned to hear. This is why some question if this is a sign.
Most constitutional law scholars who've been asked this question think, as I do, that the denial of the stay is a pretty clear indication of how the Supreme Court will decide the merits of the case from the Sixth Circuit that's up for review.
However, other experts say don't read too deeply into that decision.
But the Supreme Court taking no action is not the same thing as the Supreme Court taking a negative action. The Supreme Court has repeatedly stated that a decision not to take a case, not to issue a stay, is no judgment on the merits of the case.
But what many experts can agree on is that this situation is very confusing.
So I think the choice probably for most of these probate courts is close their windows until they get some clarification, or open the windows for everybody.
And because this is a first in U.S. history, some professors of law say this is also an important lesson in democracy.
It seems to me that in some ways it illustrates our system. Our system is that it's generally done step by step and also issue by issue. And in this particular case, we've got a number of issues.
Federal Judge Callie Grenade in Mobile will be